Hey, everybody. Welcome back. It's Wood. Welcome to Wood's Wild Wonders, or the WWW, if you will, where we discuss a lot of crazy and wild things, thoughts and ideas, rarely, that just kind of bounce around in my head. And before I get too far in, I just let you guys know that I am joined once again by Jay from the Overplay Podcast. He will be with us. If you're watching video, I'll bring him in here shortly. Groundhog Day and 1%. Do they have anything to do with each other? Well, stick around, stay tuned. Let's find out, and sit back, relax, and enjoy this wonder. Okay, and we're ready. I'm here. I'm back. Jay is back. Welcome. Um, so I teased in the intro. Well, first I let them know you were here first, so no need to reintroduce yourself. And for those of you that might be watching this, I have our names above our heads today, just
Oh,
in case.
cool.
Whoa, just in case you get confused. I'm moving my entire background by accident, but tried to move your name and I moved the whole background. But anyway, so I'm Wood. That's Jay, and here we are. So this week, Jay came to me with an idea, a thought, and we could discuss it. So I'm going to let
I,
him give some background, discuss it, and then we'll go into it.
so obviously, with Groundhog's Day being Sunday, right? It was just
Last
a
Sunday.
couple
Yeah.
last Sunday, right? It made me kind of think like about the movie Groundhog's Day, which is one of the best movies anyway. We're not going to debate that, but it is a great movie. I love that movie.
I do
Um,
too. I do too.
but the whole concept of it is he lives the same day again. I think it's till he falls in love, but we're not going to go off that concept because, in my opinion, that also could get a little on the like creepy side, which I think I'll talk about here in a little bit. But my question is, would you live the same day for 10 years for $10 million? Now, the caveats to this is like obviously your body doesn't take any difference, so you can eat whatever you want. Working out does literally nothing. Um, but everything mental stays with you. So you remember every day. You can learn skills and languages and stuff like that.
So
Um,
I can't, like I can't get shredded over 10 years,
no,
and I
no,
can't
which
get
would
fat
be great.
either.
But you can't get fat either, which is
Ah,
pretty nice.
ah.
So, but like, yeah. Uh, so yeah, the whole concept is: would you do that for $10 million? Would you live out the same day for $10 million?
For how long?
For 10 years for
Oh,
$10 million.
10 years. 10 years. So $1 million a year. Okay, I gotta ask one follow-up question.
Okay.
Once that 10 years has passed, then does it start as so
Then it goes to
we're
the next day.
February 5th, 2025. I have to relive it until, like, in real time would be 2035, but when it's over, it's February 6th, 2025.
Yes.
100%. I would do that. I
I
would
agree.
do it.
Dude, I've heard some people are like, absolutely not. And I'm
No.
like, you're ridiculous. There's no negative.
Okay, so here's a couple of things. First of all, we have no idea really that we're not living this moment
Deja
over and
vu.
over. Yeah, like how do we know we're already not living like the month of February 2025 over and over? How do we even know that the month of January even existed because we're already on the 5th? Like we don't know that.
Let's not get crazy. But I do
So,
agree that like a deja vu has always messed with me. As far as like, there are
yeah.
some things where I'll be like, either I've had it in a dream, right?
Mhm.
Or it has been something where I'm like, yo, I've done this before. And I've always heard the
Right.
like one term where they're like, oh, it means you're like on the right path. But it always in my back of my head goes, wait, do you just live your life over and over and over again?
Yeah.
I don't
Like
know.
it's a wild I
It is
so
wild.
also if you think about time and how time moves fast and slow at the same time, but it moves without us realizing it's moving.
Yeah.
So we're already in 2025. I can close my eyes and think about when it was 2004, 2005. Like, if I have a memory, especially now with, like, photos and how far the digital photo, era has come along, like, you could look back and say, "Oh, yeah, I remember doing that in 2005." So, that's 20 years, though. Like, that
Mhm.
went by in a hurry, so what's 10 years when the
Mhm.
last 20 have flown by? Like, think about it even in terms of, like, if you're in school or if you've done school or in politics, because that's a hot thing right now, which we won't go into, but just to put it into perspective, when did Barack Obama get his first term in? And now he's done and been gone, and that's a long time ago.
Yeah.
So, but do you remember all that space in between? No, you remember
No,
right.
not yeah. Yeah.
So, 10 years for $10,000,000? So I wake up tomorrow and I got 10,000,000 bucks?
Well, that's the other
You
thing
think
is
you're an
like
idiot
I
if you
just
don't do it.
I agree. And I also think there's just like a lot of perks to it anyway, especially if you have kids, you get 10 years of your kid staying the same age, which is a huge perk for me,
Oh, man, that's a
especially where my daughter just turned 8, like that would be huge for me.
oh, yeah.
Um, I think another part is it would give you all the time you needed to like learn some of the stuff you don't have time for, right? Like,
Yeah.
if
But
it's a
so
work day,
here's the problem with that, to a degree. I agree with you, like, you can learn all sorts one thing that I really loved about Groundhog Day is he learned the piano, so
yeah.
day 1, he's like, "Ding, ding," but then at the end, he's playing this beautiful masterpiece, and the
Mhm.
teacher's like, "Oh my gosh, you don't need me anymore," which is I would absolutely do something like that, find a hobby and then go. Um,
What hobby would you find?
probably an instrument. Um, I th Probably an instrument, yeah.
I think that's a good one.
Because okay, so we have to talk about the type of day that and when it starts and when it ends, so there's that. But the other thing I was gonna say is, even if you went and you learned all of these things, okay, scholastically, so let's say book learn. You go and you learn all this book stuff, um, that doesn't matter after day 1 because you don't have a degree to show for it. You still
That's
have
true.
to come back and go through all that schooling. Now, it's gonna be a little easier because hopefully you've retained that information, but some of the stuff you learn, like in the books in year 1 of your 10-year, sabbatical, at the end, you're probably not gonna remember it because that's still 10 years, so you still have,
Yeah.
like, a long time in between, so but if
Yeah, but you could be very well learned
you can, and that's
by
why I
that
say,
time,
like,
which would be awesome.
the schooling will go by fast, but you still have to put in the time in the real timeline, so you have to do a whole another 4 years. You still have to put in all that
Yeah.
money, all that effort, so that's why I think learning a hobby would be better.
Yeah, yeah. I do think that it would be very interesting to be able to speak very romantic and very Shakespearean because I'm not that bright or articulate right now. But
Mm,
it would be good to learn some of that stuff so you can give out. So I'm gonna be honest. The only problem with Groundhog's Day, it is creepy, right? He like finds
sure.
everything out about this girl to fall in love with her, essentially manipulating this girl to fall in love because he's
Uh-huh.
become the perfect man for her. Now you
Yeah,
can say it's like, oh, it's kind of romantic because he changed for her, which is true. But it would be hard for me not to. You would have to like repress the like. Okay, that in most of the time is very creepy. Do not find the girl you fall in love with and just immediately start asking. Because all you'd have to do is ask her one question a day, and in
yeah.
the first year you'd find 365 things about her.
Oh, yeah.
And I
Yeah.
know I would play psychic all the time. Where I'd be
Oh,
like,
absolutely, I would. It's just like
your
when he's
favorite
going
color's blue. She's
and the
like, I've
guy
never
goes
told you that.
across the street and, like, hits the puddle and waves at him
Yeah.
and everything, and he starts to eventually catch him. Yeah, that absolutely. That's okay. So I had those other 2 questions. First one was, what kind of a day is it?
You know what
Like,
would suck the worst?
hmm,
Christmas Day.
yeah,
10 years in a row. You're
or
like,
I wouldn't even say Christmas Day because that wouldn't be too bad because all of your Christmas stuff should be purchased and ready. The problem is you're gonna have to figure out a way to make it something special over and over and over. I think another issue is, like, the weather. What if it is the coldest, snowiest, miserablest day of the year? And then you have
And
to do
I'm
that over and over and over for 10 years.
see
I think you'd
that
get good at it, but I still think it would suck.
See, mine is the Christmas thing because then you'd have to fake surprise for 10 years. You're like, oh, cool, thanks, mom. And you just wasted all that time.
But
You'd
I
have to waste
also
5 days,
but I
5
also
hours.
think by the time you got to the first couple of years, you would have figured out a way to stop that in the morning. So, like, you wake up and you're like, "Okay, I know these events are happening. Boom, I'm shutting them down by 8 AM," and then you have the rest of the day. The only other issue is nobody else does anything on that day.
Yeah.
So, unless your
Chick-fil-A is
family
not even open.
yeah, unless your family's the working kind on Christmas Day, like, that leaves your ability to learn your hobby, it makes that a
Oh,
lot
way harder.
smaller.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
I'm thinking, like, give me, like, April 22nd because yeah, it's an arbitrary date. It's
Yeah.
spring, so things are growing. It's, days are a little bit longer. It could be warm, it could be cold, but it's a good day. Like, what did the Miss America pageant lady say? I think she said April 12th. Maybe she said the 22nd. I can't
Oh,
remember.
yeah. The perfect day.
Yeah.
Wow. Did you just pull a miscongeniality quote out of your hat? Jesus. Whoa, that jogged my brain.
Yeah,
That
there
was wild.
there you go.
Oh, I
So,
will never look at that day, that scene the same ever again. Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea. I think I would choose my birthday
mm,
because it's in the middle, it's summer, and you get the added benefit. See, your birthday would actually be pretty good too because it's
yeah,
not in
or
a
the
bad
fall.
time of year.
I would pick the spring or the fall, absolutely.
And the plus to it is you get to most people let you do whatever the hell you want for your birthday anyway. So now the plans are all whatever you want anyway. You don't gotta
Yeah,
piss
you
people off every time. It's just like, hey, I'm doing this for my birthday. I'm learning the piano. Oh, hey, I'm learning Japanese on my birthday all day.
I was gonna ask, do you try and learn a language? I think
Hi.
it'd be hard.
Hi. Yes, I would. 100% I would. Dude, I'd be watching anime like nobody's business. I'd be
I
able
think
to do it.
you
It'd be
really could
dope.
too. In
Oh,
10
I
years,
would.
you wake up the next day, all of a sudden people but then now you wake up and you've got all of a sudden you can play the violin like a master. You can speak 2 different languages now and all this information and knowledge, and you could play predictor. You could say, "Oh, yeah, I know that your favorite show is this, your favorite drink is that," or whatever to whoever, to many people.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden people will think that you just unplugged from the matrix. Like, "Oh, shoot, here we
I
go."
don't care. I'm about to get crazy confident.
Oh,
I'm
oh,
walking up to people going, I'm him. And
and
I
then
hate
all of a
that
sudden
phrase.
your bank account says 10 mil. Oh,
Damn, son.
you you might be put on a hit list.
I don't even care. Because you know what else I learned? How to be an assassin. That's what else I would learn.
I would also
Dress for
learn
the
how
job you want, not the one you have. Huh?
and and how to move my money. Like, I'm moving my money.
Yeah.
So when that hits, it'll hit for 5 seconds, long enough to be there, and then poof, it's gone. You'll never
Gone.
see no one will know. I'm not gonna pay taxes on it, that's for damn sure.
Hell no.
This is all tax-free, I'm assuming.
Yes, it's all tax free. What did the government take 37% of my Groundhog's Day? No.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
Nice try, Trump.
30
No, thank you.
37% of 10 mil.
Dude, I know.
I mean,
You're
it's
only
10
getting
mil, but this
6.3 million though, but that's a huge difference. You know
it
what I mean?
is. It is. I want
So I
100%.
would I would 100%. I'd learn a new language. I'd learn an instrument probably. I would make someone fall in love with me, and then I'd also I would get good at a couple really cool hobbies that just all
Yeah.
of a sudden I'm like great at right off the bat, which would be dope.
Okay, can you die?
Yes, yes. However, that does not speed up the time. So like if you kill yourself, you have to
Over
wait the allotted time
sure,
until that day, and then you wake up. Yep, same
but
thing.
you don't so and, like, if you break a leg or something, you still have
It
to make
goes
it
away.
to
Yep.
that date and then and you're good to go.
Yep.
Well, that's listen, if anyone out there listening, if you wouldn't
Or a
take the
genie. Oh,
$10,000,000, then you're an idiot.
yeah.
Okay, before we wrap up, I have a math question for you. And if you've heard it, pretend like you haven't. Um, it took me a long time to I actually heard it on a game show. just a clip. So
Okay.
it's kind of flown out there right now. It's a 1% question. Does this sound familiar to you at all?
No, I don't
Okay.
know this, but now I'm scared.
If
I
if
hate
there are
math.
100 people in a room, and 99% of them are left-handed, how many left-handed people need to leave the room to make the percentage of left-handed people drop to 98%?
Oh, how many people would have to leave the room for it to be 98%?
Mhm. So you have 100 people in the room and
Yeah.
99%. You need it to drop by 1%. How many people left-handed need to leave the room to make it drop to 98%?
It can't be more than one, right? So,
I know the answer, but I'm not going to give it to you. This might have to be a teaser, and we'll just leave this to the next.
I don't know. That's stupid. I hate math.
It's a tough one. It took
Well,
me.
because so here's the only thing is if
Okay.
you get rid of one, you would think like, oh, 98, which gives you the 98%. And the only reason why I would say that is that so two?
Uh,
Would two people give you the 98%? Because really what you're doing is getting rid of guys to make the one guy more of a percentage.
correct.
So
Yes, you're on the right track.
I would say two?
No, so you need to have enough people removed that one person drops the percentage to 98. Because 99% of people, so if there's
Yeah.
100 people in the room and 99% of them are left-handed, so that means 99 of them
Yeah.
and one right-handed. So the right-handed person is not gonna leave. So you have to drop
Ah.
that percentage down by 1%, but still keep him in there. So
This is what I would do. I would uh cut off the left arm of one of the guys.
but now you have 2. So now you just changed your math even
No,
more.
no, 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 no. If you just cut off the arm, none of them have to leave. Now that guy can't be left-handed. He doesn't have a left hand, which
Uh,
makes there two right-handed people, which would make 98% of left-handed people.
uh,
Damn, I'm good.
okay. So
Yes.
we're not
Is that not the answer?
no. Okay. So I'm gonna pose it and then we're gonna end. I'm gonna reread it and then we're gonna end.
It's cutting off someone's left hand. Go ahead.
No, it is not. Nobody dies, nobody gets hurt, nobody gets maimed.
No, you
If
didn't say that at
there
the
are
beginning.
100 people in a room and
Mm-hmm.
99% of them are left-handed, how many left-handed people have to leave the room to make the percentage of left-handed people drop to 98% or 1%? And with that, we're going to cut there. We're going to leave it. So thank you for checking out our Groundhog Day. Maybe we'll just replay this one over and over, make you think that you're in Groundhog Day for 10 years.
Gaslighting
That's
your
it.
people. That's great.
Are we really in the year 2025 or is it actually the year 2023?
We're going to talk about that another time.
So thanks for joining us. Thanks for watching. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe. Check out Jay on the Overplay Podcast on YouTube. And with that, friends, we will see you on the next one. Bye.
Bye.